It's a time again for a package from China. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in today's video we are going to talk about the Pandora jingle, because we have a new Pandora box. It's the single player Pandora DX. So before we're going to talk about the product itself, so it always comes with a power supply. Yes, it's a 12 volt 2 amp. It can be a little bit different model, depends where you buy it. We're having a very long HDMI. This time I'm getting the very long black edition. Sometimes we're getting this very high quality woven cable. And we're having a VGA cable. So yes, we can connect it through the VGA and the HDMI for people who are completely new to the channel. Alright, so let's take a close look at this one. We don't need you anymore, Mr. Bucks. Alright, so here on the channel I review a lot of these Pandora boxes because I love arcade, and it's basically one of the most craziest things you can buy from China if it comes to plug and play devices. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell, because I have a lot of these reviews and you can just look around on the channel. Quite some videos out there. But okay, nevertheless, what we're having here is the single player edition. We're also having two player version, and the thing is quite big. And also there are a ton of different versions out there. This is from the official Pandora box store. We're having the Sama clone joystick. I will open it up a little bit later in the video so you can see what's inside. We're having 6 buttons, is more than enough. It will run PlayStation 1 for example, so we are missing out 2 buttons. There's a little bit of a downside, so we're limited to the games you can play on it. We're having here pause and start. The pause button is for let's say entering the menu that are in game. For example, you can just quick load, quick save and go out and go back to the main menu, and of course pause the game. Start is also the coin and start button, because as you can see there is no coin button on this Pandora box. There are some with the 2 player versions out there with coin and start and pause and everything, but we are limited to pause and start. So this is what you're going to get. Let's turn it around and let's take a close look over there. Alright, so here at the back we're having the on and off switch. We have the input for the power supply, HDMI out, VGA out, audio out, volume control, and here we have the little button that goes back. It goes into the settings menu. Alright, here we have the 2 USB connections. We can connect our USB thumb drive, and we're having here one for the controllers. And you're thinking, thumb drive? Yes. So with this thumb drive you shall need it, not only for adding the games, but also it contains the firmware files. So if you don't have this, you can't even boot up the system. What is really convenient compared with the previous models, that we're having now the option to add a controller. So if you want to play together with your buddy, so what you're going to do is you're going to plug and play this device in your monitor. You're having everything, you have the sound from the inside. And if you want to play with 2 players, you can use the wireless controller. There is also a wired version out there, but yeah, that's up to you. Which one is perfect? Yeah.
Pandora box DX. The nightmare battle continues.
Alright, so a quick explanation, how does it work. So when pressing up and down, wow, the thing is freaking loud. Let's lower the volume a little bit with the little scrolling wheel on the back. That's better. Okay, pressing up and down you go to the next game. What you can see over there is that the preview also changes. Pressing left and right you go to the next page. It works basically like a charm. So it has a support for Neo Geo, MAME, PlayStation 1, and what is new with the DX, we're having now NES, Super Famicom and Mega Drive. Keep in mind there are some Pandora boxes out there that has, for example, PSP, Dreamcast, PC Engine and a lot of other different stuff that is not supported by this version. So this is what you're going to get, and as you can see already with the list, there are so many freaking double games. Let's say a hacked game, for example with the Ultra boss that you can play with the boss in the game that basically was not possible with the original game. I don't have a problem with it, but at the end, as you can see, it has so many freaking double games. Alright, pressing start, what you can see over here, we're having a new way to search for your games. Now, for example, we're having now shooting, sport, puzzle, action, fighting was in the previous model Pandora Box 6 the same. Now we have the option for 3 and 4 player. But what you already can see, it has a shit load of double games. For example, Galaga Dinosaurs, Gun, Lobster, Weapon, Bullet, Plus, Crazy 1, Crazy 2. To be honest, I don't give a crap about these double games. At the end, you're just having a handful of games that supports 3-player and 4-player. The 3-dimensional has also have a special place now. And as you can see, it's basically just PlayStation 1 game. There is no option for the, let's say, 2-dimensional or the, let's say, the 8-bit, 16-bit games. So that's a little bit of a shame. Search engine is here, and we can see the recent list that have been played, for example. If you go to the option over here we have the EO testing. The EO testing is basically for the joystick itself, as you can see. And that is also new, that we're having now a support for 8 buttons. So that is something that is totally new compared with the Pandora Box 6. So they just finally did basically upgrade it. By the way, the DX is so far I know the only one that has this option. Pressing A and start to go out. Custom button, we can remap it, but keep in mind it's basically for every emulator. So if you change it, it will be swapped for every emulator. System settings, here we have some new stuff. For example, we're having now scanline. I will do a comparison so you can see the differences. We do kind of a little bit mixing it up with quality optimization and scanlining, so you can play a little bit with it. But no, there is no aspect ratio changing. Here we can add, let's say, the controls. You can say which controller you want to use. All of these small little things they changed out. So we can build in speaker, we can turn it off. We're having now Spanish language. We can shut down the Wicked boot menu. Nevertheless, this is what you're going to get with the menu. There's not a lot of big differences, some minor upgrades we're having here. The first thing that they changed out compared with the previous Pandora box is that now we're not going to load into the character select screen thing. So I went to the test mode. And this is not normal because everything is normally green. And as you can see over here, for example, when we're changing it to easy, going back, you see it's still on easy. We're going to load up, card load, it says load OK. And we're going back to option, you see it's back on very hard. So that is a very good thing. So it seems to be the save function has been fixed. They also included a save load function. Saving and loading take quite some time, and fun fact, when you're booting up Mortal Kombat 1, I will show you a little bit later, you can see that the save function does work. So the problem with the Pandora 3D, I can recall it, is that we had save function but not for every single emulator. And they also have this problem with the Pandora DX. This is a great example that we're having a game that is for 4 players. So that is possible with this one. Alright, let's crank up the volume a little bit more. So what I do notice still with the emulation itself, that it has quite some different, let's say, sound levels between the games. Those are weird games. So the first thing that we're going to do is beat up a woman. Yeah. What the hell? What are they doing? What a strange beat 'em up. So that's something that you need to take into consideration. There are quite some beat 'em ups on this device. The joystick plays very nice, very responsive, and I really love the buttons on this device. The sound is not very loud. Oh. Alright, so what I'm noticing that are quite different sound levels in the games. And with the Pandora Box 6, I hope you can hear it, but the sound is not like it should be. The sound effect like shooting it out here, but you can hear with the sound of the background song, it's very slow, and that is not how it should be. All the sound effects are here, as you can see and can hear, but it's just not like it should be. For example, the dance. Where's the song? It's not here, so they messed it up and they didn't improve the main emulator. Freaking with my jump button. The PlayStation 1 runs pretty decent. All the sound effects are here. When we remove all of the screws, you can just basically lift it open. It's a very easy way to open it up. So first thing that you can see over here is the little speaker. In the single player version they are using, give me a little peek, there was a 3-watt version. It's quite loud and it works just fine. Here we have the on and off switch, and as you can see it goes straight here to the right. Here we have the on and off switch that connects to the main board, and here we have the little 2-pin that goes to the chip here, or the connection here on the main board, because this thing gives the sound straight to the little speaker over here. This cable is the ADA cable that is needed for the controls. As you can see over here, we have the little LED strip that is beneath the Pandora logo. It still uses the Senwa clone version, and I must say this is just fine, very clickish, and they're having the Senwa Chinese clone buttons. The same goes for the little button at the top. So this is what you're going to get, and everything is connected very nicely. Alright, so this is what we're going to get with the Pandora box single player DX edition. If you look at the mainboard itself, it's still flawed in many ways, and it is not a huge improvement over the previous model. There are some minor improvements. I will do a separate side-by-side comparison to give you a better idea. So I really love this attachment, this controller attachment, or the controller add-on. I love it, so if you want to play together with your buddy. This thing is fully made of metal, so if you want to become beefcake, you can just do some exercise with it. But for Nevertheless, I love it. I love what it is, and the joystick is not bad at all, not to be compared with the real arcade deal, but still for a Chinese knockoff controller or joystick, it's not bad at all. You did notice in the menu we're having now the A-button version support, so that is very cool, but the controller doesn't have this. Nevertheless, this is what you're going to get. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Well, thank you for watching, consider subscribing, hit the little bell and give this video a thumb up, and I will see you in the next video.